Today we are going to be digging into cultural and personal moments of what's going on, from Essence Fest expectations to should we stop romanticizing the 90s, to do we share our finances with our friends and our family, and lastly, um, just grown women ish. So, if you want to hear our thoughts on what's happening in the world of Kimmy Speaks and Jess Francis and Shantae the BGFS, stay tuned. So yeah, this past weekend, I'm not sure if I've had FOMO or if I'm just kind of like relieved that I didn't that Black Girl Sunscreen didn't participate in all the festivities down in New Orleans this year. We have gone down to NOLA like 4 years straight. And the issue with, well, first of all, there's huge pros on going down to New Orleans for Essence Fest, right? And the pros are, attending one of the largest Black women festivals, in the world, not just the country, but in the world. Brand visibility, connecting with folks that you don't normally get to talk to, eating great food, in indulging in the culture. There's just so much that happens down in New Orleans. But this year, slightly different. So, I'm minding my business, sipping my tea, socially scrolling, I guess. And suddenly, Essence Fest was a hot topic, and it wasn't because of the performances or the panels. It wasn't a hot topic for the things that we know it to be a hot topic for. But this time it was discourse. Black folks online were heated about outfits, about representation, about, who was centered at the festival, created for us and by us. And I couldn't help but ask, have we reached a moment where celebrating Blackness is being confused with marketing to Black people? So do y'all think Essence Fest still, well, first of all, did y'all see what I was just talking about?
Yes.
I saw a little bit of it, yeah.
Okay, so do y'all think Essence Fest still centers the everyday Black woman, or has it become like a luxury experience for certain folks of a certain class?
I don't necessarily think it's become a luxury experience, because I do think it's still very much accessible to everyone. Anybody can go down that weekend. The convention center, where a lot of people go to hear the panels and get all the free samples and experience the brands, is still free. The concerts, of course, those tickets have gotten increasingly expensive and maybe a little bit more out of reach for some. But I think the experience of itself of Essence Fest is still something that anybody can enjoy. But I do think it has changed over the years. And I think sometimes that's what happens when something becomes so big and marketing becomes a big piece of it, and everybody's trying to figure out how they can make money. And so it's not always about the community and making it a place for the community. It's about making money off of the community. And I that's the shift that I have seen that's changed.
That's fair.
Okay, well, Frances is a woman of little words right now. But, today's conversation is, again, talking about social moments that affect our personal, professional lives. Okay, and this past weekend, Essence was one of those, especially being a Black-owned business that participates in a lot of outdoor and indoor activations. So I wanted to just kind of talk about, some of the things that I saw, starting with a video of a woman that kind of went in on Essence and just how it's changed from being about Black culture to it being about African culture. And then she took it way left and started talking about the CEO of Essence. And it was like, wait, why all of this? Why do we care what people wear to the festival? But not why do we care about how it's transitioned from Black culture to African culture, and then her subliminally saying that like it's shifted because the head of the organization is not Black American. So they don't truly understand Black culture because they are not that. That was the narrative of the video. And that's actually the narrative around the rhetoric around Essence.
For this year.
Not just for this year, it's just becoming so vocal this year because we're in the time of cancel culture. That's the point of it. And it's so bad that they actually tried to blame the CEO of Essence.
I think it's unfortunate. I do. Of course, Black culture within this country is different than African country, the various African countries and throughout the continent of Africa. Yes, there are going to be differences, but why not celebrate those differences? I don't understand the need to, if there are elements of Essence this year that maybe weren't great, we're going to blame this Black woman who comes from Africa. I personally don't understand that. I don't.
Like they're kind of picking it apart needlessly.
Yeah.
Just to have something to pick at.
No, it's more than that, right? It is literally how folks become territorial with things, right? So the narrative is, why is it when Black people try to have something, they can't, and we have to be inclusive? But let's just say if, I don't know, the Caribbean folks have a parade or have a celebration, it is for them. And Black people are not infiltrating on those festivals, on those parades, and all of that. So the question is, when can Black people have something just for themselves? The flip side of it is, well, what does Black people have? What culture do we have? So that's the conversations that come off of this Essence festival. It's deeper than just trying to pick things apart, Francis. It is going to a place of where people are feeling like they don't have anything to celebrate. And when we do, we have to include everyone.
But African culture and Black culture are in many ways one and the same. There are so many things that are a part of American Black culture that is rooted in African culture, that has stayed with us and that has come up through the generations that we should all celebrate and be very proud of. All of the music that we created here in this country is rooted in tradition that came from Africa. That should be celebrated. So I don't think we need to have Caribbean culture and African culture and American Black culture. Like, it is all connected and should all be celebrated. It doesn't need to be, well, this is ours. Let this be for us. Let us celebrate it. No, Essence should be the essence of our culture, which is quite diverse and is copied by everybody else outside of the Black and African culture.
Right. But that's what's being argued.
Right.
So should it be inclusive or should it not?
It should be.
Right. And that's what has stemmed from that weekend. Not necessarily, hey, the programming ran behind, or hey, they had certain sponsors. The narrative this year is, why is it this way as opposed to how it was 10, 15 years ago? So will we go back to Essence? I think Essence is still a great place for connecting with so many people, especially Black women. I mean, there's a movie done on a trip to Essence. I just think it was sad that somebody was brought into kind of like this dismantling of this event.
I agree.
But when you bring someone new into an organization, there's gonna be change.
She's not new.
She's not new.
No.
How long has she been there?
Yeah, a few years.
But I mean,
yeah,
nothing stays the same. Over time, things change. So to see a progression of the entertainment, all the activities that surround it, is just the Black culture expanding.
Yes, it gets bigger every year. Essence Fest gets bigger every single year.
Yeah.
300 million 2 years ago, 350 million last year. I'm sure this year it's even more than that.
I think it's less than that. I think it's less.
it could be less this year for
Yeah.
a variety of different reasons.
Yeah.
But it brings a tremendous amount of money to the city of New Orleans. It creates a lot of jobs for the city of New Orleans. It's a good thing, but it's going to evolve and change over time, as everything does. And so you adjust, and there are going to be problems. The finger pointing, I'm not for it.
And at the same time, if everything stayed the same, there would still be complaints about that too.
About something.
Oh, they did this last year. They did this. They've been doing this for 5 years. When are they going to change it? When are they going to update it? You can't make everybody happy.
Okay. Well, that was one of the big social moments. Last week. Within the Black community, and especially in our industry and beauty, as brands go down there to represent, whether it's in a big way or just a small way, and hand out samples. So hopefully we have a different narrative around Essence next year, and all is well. So I've been seeing some folks, we grew up in the 90s. We're not going to share our ages here, but I've been seeing folks really embrace the 90s again. How are we feeling about the looks? How are we feeling about the deep lip liners, the updos, the fashion? Are y'all into it? Are we romanticizing it? How you feeling? Is it calling us back?
It's not calling me back, but I mean, the 90s, just thinking about it is just so nostalgic. Things seemed so much easier then. And of course, as we get older, everything changes. But I think that's part of what it is. It's the nostalgia that's coming back. People remember the good times, remember hanging out in the summer on the block parties and stuff like that. You don't really see that much anymore.
So do you think we're going back because we're tired of real life, current life?
Maybe.
I think it's a way to reminisce about a time that seemed so much easier and so less hectic and divisive. And, we didn't have as many responsibilities back then because we were younger. It was just an easier time. And I think probably for a lot of people, a lot more fun. And so, you gravitate to the parts of that decade that maybe were the most fun for you. Fashion-wise, you pick and choose. You look back through pictures and you're like, oh my gosh, I will never do that again. But there were certain things that were cute. And you bring those back, whether it's the really baggy, hip slung jean or whatever that may be for you, hairstyles or whatever. But I do think we cherish those moments that when we're in the moments, we don't realize maybe how great they are. Yep. And there's so much going on right now in the world. It's a very divisive place. There are wars going on. There's a lot of fear right now. And I think the 90s just was an easier time. So, people are going back and remembering those times and wanting to kind of recreate it, I think almost as an escape from reality of today.
The 90s is cool, but I don't know. I think I would do it for like a look, but not like who I am. Present.
Absolutely.
But speaking of the 90s, we big grown women now. We grown, right? Why do so many of us still, even successful, really smart, grown women, feel ashamed of our financial habits? Are we looking at, and this is not maybe for everyone, but are we looking at our bank accounts before we go ahead and buy that outfit or, go out to dinner? Are we able to have transparent conversations with maybe our peers about, hey, are we investing? Are we preparing for, retirement? As grown women, I'm still seeing that people are reluctant and ashamed of having these conversations. What are y'all thinking about that? And is that you, honestly?
I have a small circle of friends that we occasionally talk about investing and things like that and teaching each other how to invest. So for that group of friends, there's no true shame there. We don't speak specifics, but just to encourage and just to have that conversation, we do that.
Would you share with that group of friends how much money is in your bank account?
Probably not.
I'm a fast, hard no. I love my friends. I love my friends. I
Yeah.
love my family.
Yep.
But I think my finances are my own.
Mhm.
And I am fiscally responsible, always have been, was raised to be. I am all about sharing knowledge, though. I'll share knowledge about investing and, what's worked for me. And I think that that's important. I think you want to build wealth, and not wealth in terms of being rich, but I mean wealth in terms of being able to do the things you want to do in life and feeling secure. But no, you don't have to know how many zeros are in my account. That is
Zeros.
my business, my partner's business. Only we know what's in our bank accounts. And I think that's the way it needs to be.
So your partner knows how much money you got,
Oh, 100%.
and you know how much your partner has.
100%.
Mm.
Mhm.
I don't know if I know how much that man got. Maybe I need to ask him. I think he'll tell me though, to the
Sure.
penny.
To
But
the
I'm not
penny.
telling. I'll do a roundabout number. Like, hey, you got this? I could cover it.
Yeah, I'm
It's
not.
never a direct answer.
Yeah, I'm not telling.
And it's not about shame either, by
No.
the way. I'm not saying
Mm-mm.
that I don't share this information out of shame or no. It's
or out of bragging.
or out of
But I do
bragging.
think that some women are still ashamed of, hey, maybe they do overspend,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why too they can't, and they don't want to talk about it.
sure.
Okay, let's do some yanas real quick.
Okay.
Okay. Staying with someone for their potential. Go ahead,
Okay,
Kimberly, kick it
so-
off since Francis is laughing.
Okay, so for me, I would say it's a yeah, depending on though where you are in life. So in my situation, I met my person when I was in high school. So I fell in love with, there was potential there because neither one of us was doing anything at that point in time.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think that there's anything wrong with seeing a person's potential and gravitating to that but so stage in life, I think, plays a part in
Okay.
it.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Francis.
I feel like it's kind of twofold because I would stay to a point because you can have that potential, but if you don't have the desire to reach that potential, I might have to pump my brakes
Okay.
because you're not. What are you aiming for? What are your goals?
Okay. I'm a nah. I'm not staying with anyone for their potential. They already need to have it and be doing it. So there's that.
Okay.
Stage in life, though. You meet when you're 13. What do you? Unless what? I don't know.
Then I'm dating a 13-year-old. But if I'm dating a 40-year-old, you got to be doing what you're doing.
Stage in life.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But also, hold on. I'm not dating someone in their 40s that's like, I think I'm going to be doing this in 10 years. Like,
No, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
All right.
crazy.
okay, making a wedding Pinterest board before you're engaged.
No.
No. And I have friends that did it, but I'm a nah.
Okay. I mean, I pinned a dress like 6 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't make a whole board, but I pinned a dress. All right. Okay. Doing everything yourself because no one does it right.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
No. Feeling guilty for taking a break.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I don't feel guilty. I just feel like my time could be spent differently. Yeah. Financial transparency in relationships.
Yes.
Yes.
Mine's one-sided. Keeping a burner account just to check in.
No.
No.
Francis, you're not telling the truth.
What do you mean?
You don't got a burner?
No.
Okay.
I ain't got the time.
No. Mm-mm.
Me neither.
Mm-mm.
Hey, y'all, there's a new hack on Insta. You can find all the people that's stalking you by going to your blocked account, scrolling all the way to the bottom, and then it says people you should block because they've been stalking you. Okay, little tip. No, keeping a burner account. Okay, hitting the microwave, the 30-second button 4 times for 2 minutes.
I've done that. Yes.
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 Who put you are a psycho if you actually go put 2 .00 for 2 minutes. That's wild.
So the number 2
Makes
also gives you 2 minutes.
It does.
Oh no.
Yes.
We going 30 seconds
So if
all
I
day.
know for a fact that I'm going to do 2 minutes,
you'll
I'll
pick
do
the
the
two.
2.
Really?
However, if I'm trying to warm something up real quick, I'll do the 30 seconds. And if it's not, then I hit the 30 seconds again, and then I hit it again. And then it's like, okay, it's warm.
No way. 30 seconds all day. That's the only button I know. That is the only button I know.
Not the only button.
It's the one I use the most.
Yes.
Me too.
Okay. Believing you can land a plan if someone just coached you right.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
I can do it. Let's go.
no.
Okay. Saving a screenshot or emails of drama from 2018 just in case.
Petty
Yes.
McBetty. Absolutely.
Listen, Francis pulled up some receipts the other day. I said, who's this person? And she said, well, let me see. And pulled it right up. So, I don't know. Sometimes I like to declutter and I'm like, okay, this is really never coming back. I will delete. But I got memories. I call them memories. Good, bad, or indifferent. Y'all, this is always so good. I think it's important for us to weigh in onto these social moments that are affecting us personally and professionally, and then just the community that we live and play in. Okay? So until next time, you're listening to Shamelessly Shontay. Bye.